Alright, today we're going to be changing out the steering wheel and the paddle shifters in my MK7 GLI because after 65,000 miles, starting to get a little worn down, and I was running the typical, $20 Amazon paddle shifters, but I decided it would be time to switch to the magnetic paddle shifters. Also have a black steering wheel trim, so we're going over all that today. Step one is going to be to remove the negative terminal on the battery. And you can tuck that to the side. What I'm going to do is just slide that plastic cover right over it so it doesn't make contact. A better precautionary measure as well is going to be taking a towel and putting it in between the connection so there's pretty much no way that can make contact. Alright, so with the battery disconnected, you're going to want to take the wheel and turn it like this, and behind here there's a small clip that needs to be released. Press down and that airbag clip is released. So we're going to turn the steering wheel and we will repeat the same process. That clip. Maybe today I'll get it, There we go. Now, once you get both airbag clips released, you turn the wheel back as close to straight as possible. Then you can gently pull it out. And what you want to do is you want to take a 90-degree pick tool, and you're going to pull this white clip out. So you're going to pull that back towards you. And then the rest of that yellow clip should be able to release just by pulling on it. So then you can release that. And then there is one more connection back here, which you should just be able to pull out with a little tab on the back. So now with both of those plugs removed, we're going to take our M12 triple square bit and we're going to get the steering wheel off. Now I'm going to counter support the wheel with my knees so it doesn't start going anywhere until we can break that loose. Alright, there we go. So now you can simply remove the wheel. Now before you take the wheel off, I just want to note that there's a little notch on the wheel that corresponds with a notch on the clock spring area where this is held in. So you just want to make sure you take note of how that's lined up so you can put the new wheel on in the same orientation. So there we go. Just slide it right off. There's your stock steering wheel. So let's work on getting all this stuff transferred over to the new one. Alright, so to remove this steering wheel trim, you're going to want to take a pick tool. This is a nice thin one. So I should just be able to slide it right in here. And I'm going to apply pulling force wherever I try to stick this in so that I can help it release a little bit better. And these clips are a little bit of a pain, but as long as you're patient and you start to gently work around them, it should start to lift. Alright, so now with your stock trim off, there's going to be a few Torx bits over here which you're going to have to remove to transfer the buttons to the new housing. Now if you're keeping your silver housing, you can just directly swap this over along with your paddle shifters to the new wheel, but I'm switching to a black trim. So the buttons are held in with a Torx T9. And if you're transferring over your stock paddle shifters, those are going to use a T20, but I'm switching to the magnetic ones, and the magnetic paddle shifters use a hex bit, and it is included in the kit that I bought. So get all these screws off. Alright, with all the screws off, you want to just first loosen up this wire, and then your buttons will come out pretty easily. Ignore the broken clips. That's usually not supposed to happen, so we'll just act like that didn't happen. And there's your stock trim. So next, what I want to do is remove this GLI badge to transfer over to the other one. Alright, so the best way I found is to just really get this heated up because it's held in with adhesive, and then you can pop those two clips out from the back. So now we'll place that on the new black trim, just like that. And we can take the buttons and get those lined up. You want to make sure you start to route your wire the right way. That'll help everything sort of fall right into place. Then you go back and start replacing the 3 screws that you removed before. So here's the new steering wheel. As you can see, already using those hex bolts, I got the magnetic paddle shifters installed. So now we can take our completed trim piece, and since my car is a DSG, we're going to carefully plug both paddle shifters in. Let's see, I think I have it upside down. So there's one, and probably easier if I turn it down this way actually. So that is paddle shifter number 1, and this is the second one. Alright, so got both of those in. Now we can carefully tuck the wires and begin to fit the new trim piece in, and hope that this is not half as difficult as it was to remove the old one. So just gently start working each clip in one by one. Definitely want to take your time with this. Just being careful of everything. Slowly but surely. Just begin to press everything into place. Alright, now this new steering wheel for some reason doesn't have a notch on it, but I am going to do my best to get it lined up as close to center as possible. There we go. And now we can check that that's all good. Looks like it. And we can finally take our triple square bolt back. Throw that on there. And I'm gonna start tightening it by hand. Once again, I'm gonna hold it in place with my knees. just get that real nice and tight on there. You don't want this coming off. All right. Then we can grab our airbag. Get this clipped back in. This is a little bit tricky because it's kind of a blind. That you hear the clip, and we're going to take our yellow clip, pull the white tab back, get that slid into place, clip the white tab, then we can take our airbag and for some reason only clip it in on one side. That's gotta be a problem. So after some manipulation, looks like I got it all back into place. So now we can go out and reconnect the battery. If the horn starts blaring, that means I did something wrong, so hopefully it doesn't. All right, perfect. Get that tightened up. Alright, shut this. Run back inside. And so we'll start the car. You'll see we're gonna have a few lights going on, which you can pretty much get rid of everything
GPS connected.
if you just turn the wheel all the way to the left and turn the wheel all the way to the right. All the lights are gone.
Recording.
Buttons
Three
work.
channels started.
Works. Everything seems to be working. So then we will get the clock set up and we'll get on the road and test out these magnetic paddle shifters.